it's Anna, and I am going to be talking about nail care and nail art, and you're welcome to ask me a question, any question that you want to know. It's an absolutely gorgeous, gorgeous day today. So I don't know how this works yet. I'm still learning it. I conquered Instagram Live, so this is my first Facebook Live. If I want to know who's watching, swipe left to see the viewers. Swipe left to see the comments. Okay, I'm swiping left, viewers. Okay, I see some viewers. I don't see any questions yet. You guys can ask me any questions that you want. I'm not sure where I see questions, but it's so weird. This is very, very different. Anybody have any questions for me? Oh gosh, let's see. I am in the Pacific Northwest and I have no idea where the questions are. I don't see them yet. So if you guys are asking questions, hoping I figure this out. Viewers. Okay. I see. Oh, Diane. Hello. There we go. That's what they look like. Welcome, Diane. Where are you from? I can see it. Can you see me? Can you hear me? I hope. Let's see. I can thumbs that up, I think. There we go. Hi, Diane. If you have a question for me, that's awesome. Tell me where you are. Where are you located? I am in the Pacific Northwest. Yep, clear as a bell. Fantastic. So what brings you here today, Diane? Oh gosh, the blue skies. Last Instagram Live broke up when you were explaining about the cuticles and what everyone thinks is wrong and what the cuticles are. Maybe I can explain that again. Because, oh, I know. You know what? I was so excited at that live stream, and anyway, I just kept talking and didn't even see the little, it has a countdown of the last minute. Totally didn't see it. Anyway, so Jasmine. So people think that this proximal fold right here, this nice tight band of skin that's supposed to be tight, that is the cuticle. Entire planet has been taught the wrong thing. So if you can see this, so the matrix is where the nail cells are created back here. And this is called the eponychium, this area that covers the matrix. And so as the nail plate is growing out, it is basically ripping the bottom layer of the eponychium, and what that does is with the proximal fold and the cuticle, because so they're like glued together and then they separate. So what the cuticle is actually like if you scrape that just very gently and you feel skin, that's actually the cuticle. And so when people get their proximal fold all stretched out, it's because the cuticle has this death grip on the proximal fold, and so it stretches that out, and that's why people, and then if you separate the cuticle from the proximal fold here, when the proximal fold's all stretched out, then what happens is that skin dries out really, really fast, and that's why people want to cut it. But that's the worst thing you can do because it's live skin and it's helping to prevent germs and bacteria from getting into the matrix, because that will screw up your nail growth. So hopefully that answers the question. Diane, I'm not sure what this is, but it just showed up in your feed. So welcome, Diane. Hopefully I am going to be talking all about nails today. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask. Melissa says, I'm taking my theory exam for my nail tech license. This video is like studying about, but more fun. It totally is. And on the Instagram live feed, the first one that I did, there was a nail tech. She had been working for 12 years and she said she learned tons from me. So that's super, super exciting to be able to share that. Ayla, hopefully I'm saying that right. She says, I have been trying to grow my nails. Can you give me some tips on how to grow your nails? This is such a great question because your nails never stop growing until you die. So the key is to get them so that they stop breaking. And what makes nails break is all of the soaps and water and everything that we do with our hands, especially because people on average wash their hands 20 times a day. And so that if that's the average, that means some of us are doing it less and some of us are doing it way more. And so what that does is it strips the oils from your nail plate and causes them to get dry. And so then when you whack them into a counter or a door or whatever, you want them to bend. And so what makes them bend is by using nail oil. So if you go to my website, nailcarehq.com, and search for strengthen brittle nails, I've got a whole article that I've written about that. Wonderful that Kristen says, wonderful that you're live here. Instagram didn't work out for me. Greetings from Germany. Thanks to your oil, I didn't break a nail in nearly a year now. That's what makes all the hard work worth it. It's so fun to like get to the point where you get to actually decide how long you want your nails to be. It's very, very powerful. Let's see, who else? See if I've got everybody's questions. Let's see. Can the oil you sell go bad because I want to buy the big bottle and I love the stuff? Me too. The grapeseed oil is the most what I would call volatile oil. It has a shelf life of 9 months. Olive oil has a shelf life of 2 years. And jojoba wax ester, because it's technically not an oil, it actually never expires and never goes rancid. But because of the grapeseed oil, it could. So we tell everybody, keep your 4-ounce bottle in the refrigerator or even the freezer. And then you just take it out, let it thaw out on your counter, and then you can fill your smaller bottles with it. And we have somebody who says that she's had it in her freezer for 4 years and still smells fantastic. So that's the key, is you get it cold and it extends the shelf life. So let's see. Angela, is there any way to H? So I don't think it finished. Tanya says, I use your products, the nail oil, and love it. I've gotten others to buy it too. However, as much as I use it and my nails grow, they do not get strong. They're paper thin and bendable. See more. I have not been able to strengthen them and they grow out in funky waves. That's a whole lot right there. Okay. I have paper thin nails also. So the thickness of your nails and how many layers is predicated by the size of your matrix, which is sadly not changeable. And so if I have just naked nails most of the time, especially because I have horses now and I've had 4 kids, and just my hands are busy. So you gotta wear polish too. And that's where so many people are like afraid of polish, and it's like, no. This is the extra layers of temporary strength. So to have 2 layers of base coat, and you want a ridge filling base coat, 2 layers of color, and a layer of top coat. And the base coat and the top coat, you want to wrap all the way around to your skin. And so what happens is you've got 2 layers of base coat wrapped all the way around. Your color coats don't wrap because it's a pain to get that out from there. And then your top coat wrapped all the way around too. What that does is it protects the nail plate from water absorption, because water goes up through this way as well when you're in the shower or the bath, or washing your hands. If you're doing dishes without gloves, you got to use gloves. But anyway, so what happens is when you've wrapped those all around, you've got 5 layers of polish on the top, you've got 3 layers of polish on the bottom. That's 8 layers helping to protect those tips. And it does, and when your polish is fresh, so from, you know, brand new to 7 days, that polish is flexible, and so that will help your nails bend, but it's the added strength, so it's like having thicker nails. I hope that makes all sense. Anyway, that went crazy. So the funky waves, that is just, it's just the way your nail bed is shaped. It's the way your matrix is. Yeah, we really can't change the way they're funky, but you can create, let's see if I can do this. I feel like a blogger on a YouTuber of like, can you see this? And it goes in and out of focus. Oh gosh, what was I saying? Oh, wonky. So sometimes, especially if people have nails that like flare out as they grow, you can cosmetically just file the sides more. So there's stuff that you can do, and then at some point you just go, okay, these are my nails. I get to love them. So Nancy says, I have terrible ridges in my nails. Can anything be done for that? This is so great, such a great question. Because you want your ridges. Your ridges are the thickest part of your nail plate. And what happens is that as these ridges are happening, so the weakest part is actually the grooves in between each ridge. And so what's happening is way back here, right at the matrix, you have at every dip, you have this tiny area of your matrix that is not functioning at 100% capacity. And so it's creating thinner nail plate in those grooves. So what we want to do, so if you think about it, if you take the thickest part, you're buffing off the thickest part, you're going to make your nails even thinner and weaker. So what we want to do is fill all of those grooves with a ridge filling base coat. And I use 2 layers. Look for a base coat that has a slight pink tint, and make sure it does not say that it has fibers in it, because fibers don't really settle into the grooves like the microparticles do. And so you just end up with furry nails. At least that's been my experience. So definitely a ridge filling base coat. If one coat doesn't do it, do a second coat. Love it. Love, love, love. And then by the time you start doing your color coats, they will be glossy smooth. I got fed up. So Gay says, I got fed up with the little bottle leaving oil marks everywhere. So I got a little empty polish bottle and started using that. Is there anything wrong with it? No, nothing wrong. We actually started selling the oil after the pens. So many people had asked me to have it in a bigger container. So I, of course, had polish bottles on hand. And so I started selling them that way. But what started to happen was people were spilling them. Their toddlers were undoing it and dumping the oil everywhere. And so we were getting a lot of people who were losing their product. And as well as the fact, what I didn't like was that because you have all of this oil on a brush, people were using way too much. And then they were really, really greasy. And then they were not happy because you need so little oil to make your nails stronger. And so the point is you rub it in, and if you've got too much on your fingers, you rub it into your hands. You don't want to have like a greasy slime trail across your keyboard and everything else. So hopefully that helps. But there's nothing wrong with putting it in a glass bottle. And what I would do is I would wipe off the bristle on both sides. so that you're just getting this tiny little amount of oil. Ayla says, or Alea, I'm probably saying that wrong. I'm terribly sorry. My nail tip is clear, and is that normal? Yes. And actually, so what, okay, this is great too. When your nail plate grows from the matrix, it's actually white. And then once it goes past the proximal fold, it turns transparent because it's getting all of this wonderful oil and moisture from the nail bed. So the nail bed is pushing all of this perfect blend of oil and water up into the nail plate. So that makes it transparent. As soon as it leaves your, and becomes your free edge, then it's no longer getting that oil, which is why they turn white or yellowish, depending on the tint of your nails. And so if your tips are clear and it's because you're using oil, not because of water. If it's water, then that's a whole nother story. But if it's because you're using oil, that is totally fine. And actually it's a good thing because it makes, when your tips are more transparent, they're more flexible. Okay. You're welcome, Gay. Okay. Melissa says they should be called groove filling base coats, and that is correct. Okay. Emily, just wondering what's going on with the nail biting thing that was advertised on Instagram. Great question. So we started a research group because we've had so many people on Instagram and Facebook, lots and lots of customers who have actually been able to, especially when they're nail biting, to use oiling. So when it goes, when your nails go to your mouth, that's the trigger of, oh, I should oil my nails instead. And so we've had gals who have they've munched it way back into the nail bed and just, oh, they're painful. They're painful. And they now have nails this long or longer, and it's so exciting. So we wanted to do a really good test group because some people are really successful. We wanted to see, can everybody be successful, or is it just a small group? So we opened up this research group and we sent them oil, and they're testing that for us, and they're taking pictures at day 1, day 3, day 7, day 14, day 21. So, and then we're also doing an eczema group as well, and the results, I mean, my boys have eczema, and they use the oil, and you can never cure it. And I'm not allowed to say anything can cure it because it's not curing it. Even if you were using cortisone, it's not curing it. What it's doing is helping with the symptoms. And my husband is apparently he did not listen to the recording or read the recording sticker on the door. So hi Corey, bye Corey. Oh, now I've totally lost my train of thought. Thanks, Corey. All right, whoever asked me that question, ask me again. Wait, maybe I can find it. No, I'm not finding it. I'm not finding it. Oh, the nail biting program. So I was talking about eczema, and like Dane has it really, really bad. So you can't cure it, but what the oil does is when you put it on your skin, it, especially the really dry, itchy skin as it's building up, the oil helps soften that, and the feedback coming back is, oh my gosh, I've been trying things for 10, 20 years and nothing's working. So we're really, really excited about both of those, and you guys are going to be able to see the before and afters. That'll be so, so fun. Gay, you're welcome, in case I didn't already say that. Shango, hey, how are you? You were just driving a couple days ago. I don't paint or even care for my nails, but this is super interesting just because it's such a rare scientific knowledge. Thanks for going live. It's like a documentary on the Anatomy Channel. Oh my God, that's so cool. Thank you. Emily, you were emailed back, but never got another asking for your mailing address because they said they would. Email us again. Yeah. And you can, yeah, email us at info@myBlissKiss. You should get an autoresponder immediately happening as soon as and that tells you that we got your email, and then we take care of those Monday through Friday. Elizabeth says, I accidentally managed to cut my nail and nail bed when my razor slipped about 2 weeks ago. Oh, my best friend did that. Like 2 big, ginormous grooves through here. Thankfully, my nails grow quickly, but it's getting to the point where there's a piece of your nail that will fall off in a day or so, which will expose part of the nail bed underneath. What can I do with this when this happens? Worried because, oh, you work with horses. Yay. I work with horses too. And you do farm work. Oh my gosh. Band-Aids are good, as you say. The other thing that you can do, which is going to be very painful for a little tiny bit, is get a false nail tip, or not, it's a tip, but it's a false nail that covers the entire nail. You can get them at Sally Beauty Supply, or and you're going to need to use nail glue so that it sticks really well. So it is going to burn like bzzz, it's going to burn like crazy until it cures. So just a little bit, and then once you get that nail down, then it's going to protect it. And that whenever I get a really deep break or a deep tear that happens here, I use an artificial tip now, and so that it protects it while it grows out. My new favorite way. Let's see. My friend Kirsten says, it's coming, Emily. Emily, it's Kirsten. So Kirsten is taking care of all of the nail biters, and I'm really, really, really lucky to have her helping us. I think that's all the questions if I've got everybody. Okay, I'm happy to answer more questions. Let's see, while I'm waiting for that, let's see if I can think of something to teach you guys. Oh, this is a good one that came up with the last one. Let me grab a polish bottle. So this is a really good tip for all of you who are painting your nails, and especially if you're brand new. When you take a lot of people, like, they'll take the brush out and then start polishing their nails, and then you've got too much polish, blobs everywhere, and we're just not happy. So what I do is I wipe the entire one side against the inside of the neck. You don't wipe it across the top, because then you're going to get polish on the top edge, and then that's going to seal to the inside of the lid, and yeah, you don't want to do that. So anyway, and depending on the length of your nails, so like when my nails are really long, I don't get rid of what's on that side. When they're shorter, I'll do this side, and then I tap the inside to remove half of that bubble, and then polish my nails. Also realize that you have working time. Unless you're using a quick dry, fast dry polish, you have working time to slowly do one pull, then another pull on that side, because you want to try and do it in 3 strokes. I usually do it in 4 because I want to run through the center again just to kind of smooth everything out. Also, you want to paint 2 to 3 really thin coats. You don't want to use thick coats of polish. It takes forever to dry. It makes it more dentable because it's not drying fast enough. Tanya says, what is your opinion on gel nails? Fantastic question. Fantastic product. Sorry, just bumped the camera. Doug Schoon, my mentor, he's the author of Nail Structure and Product Chemistry. He's so frustrated because gels are this amazing, amazing product, but the biggest problem is we've got nail techs who are not getting enough education, so they're still filing down half of the nail plate, which is not necessary. You just buff off a little bit of the shine, so it's got something to grab onto. But the biggest problem is improper removal. And all of the instructions on all of the products, they say, you should, you know, soak for 10 minutes and then use an orange wood stick and push it off. And that's the worst thing you can do. And Doug actually did, God, I think he went up to 900 times magnification, and those are on my website. If you Google nailcarehq.com and how to properly remove gel polish, it'll show you the electron microscope pictures of even the damage that an orange wood stick can do. So really what you want to be able to do is just swipe that off. So he says it can take up to 45 minutes to soak. So that's the key, is be very, very patient. And if there's anything left, like you feel the little bumps of gel that haven't been dissolved, reapply your acetone and either foil. You can wrap it in foil, or we have manicure clips, so you can just clip that cotton there, and it heats up the acetone, makes it work better. So there you go. Okay. So that's gels from Tanya. Joy says, can you recommend your favorite base coat? My favorite base coat is going to be anything that is a ridge filling base coat. I don't have a particular brand that I'm set on right now. But if it comes in a nice pink tint, that's great, because then it covers up kind of the yellow staining that we get from all of the lovely colors that we wear. Elba says, onycholosis, onychololysis, I think is there anything to do about, you got it using a hardener and you're not doing that anymore. It's basically, that big word just means whitening of the nail plate. And usually, especially if you're using a hardener and then you use acetone to get that off, which I highly recommend acetone over non-acetone because it works faster. So yeah, the hardeners can cause that, and what's going to solve it is using nail oil liberally, and it will help fix that. Carla is from Ecuador. Hi. Wow, it's so fun to like have this all be global. Melissa says, I was going to ask about gels too. So many clients think they're going to ruin their nails if they wear gel. No. And the other thing is, it's when people, you know, they pick at it. So if they can use nail oil with their gel or acrylic, what that does is it penetrates the top layer of your gel, acrylic, even your nail polish. It helps keep the product more flexible. And so, especially with gel, it'll help keep people from like digging under there and just like ripping it off, which is really, really dangerous too. It's like just shreds your nails and takes tons of layers with it. Is there some kind of pad, Gay is asking, that is better to use when removing polish? I like felt now, but you're open to suggestions. It's whatever you like. I actually take a cotton ball and I unroll it, so it ends up being about, about that long. And then I cut it into little pieces. That's just because I have lots of cotton balls around. And then I use the soak and swipe method that I created, which is you saturate that little piece of cotton, put it on, then put on a manicure clip, which then encapsulates the acetone, so that when it's dissolving the polish, it's not cold. Because if you don't use the clip, which is the way I used to do it, it's super, super cold as the acetone's evaporating, and it just, it was the part I hated the most. I mean, it got rid of it quickly, because what you do is you're putting the cotton there, or even the felt, and you let it soak, and then you just swipe, 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 and you're done. But it's cold, so when I discovered the manicure clips, that actually warms up the acetone so that it works faster, and it keeps your fingers from turning to ice. Let's see. Hope that helps, Gay. Elba. Thank you, Anna. Love your oils and products. Hi from the Dominican Republic. Hi. It's just amazing to be like talking to people all over the world. How fun. Okay, I think I hit all of the questions. So keep them coming. This is fun. Trying to think, what else can I teach you today? I hadn't really planned anything. I just wanted it to be a Q&A. You're welcome, Gay. That's awesome. Let's see. I mean, it's like, I have so much in my brain that sometimes it's hard to go, okay, just pick one thing, pick one thing. Okay, let me talk about a little bit about why nail oil strengthens nails and why jojoba wax ester is the most important, which is why it's the first ingredient in our ingredient list for our oil. Jojoba under the microscope, and the other thing before I get going is jojoba is a wax ester, and our body oil is has a lot of wax ester in it. And so if the oils can come out of your skin and through your nail plate, through your nail, from your nail bed to up through your nail plate, then jojoba can go the other direction, and that's why it really penetrates into your skin and your nails. The interesting thing is jojoba by itself, my mom and my best friend tested it and they said it doesn't work the same as your oil. There is this synergistic thing that happens when you combine jojoba wax ester and other oils. So the oil actually penetrates your nail plate, and it does it really, really well. And the reason that jojoba is so important is that under the microscope it looks almost identical to body oil. So it's very, very important, and you want to find it as the first, maybe the second ingredient in a nail oil. You don't want to have mineral oil in it because that's just, that doesn't soak in at all. So you want to have jojoba in it. It makes the product very, very expensive because it's like, I don't remember how much, it's ridiculously expensive compared to other oils, which is why you see almond oil in so many nail oils. And that's how I got started with the business, because I'm allergic to almonds. So I was like, I got to figure out my own thing. Tanya says, do you have any other suggestions when it comes to it says gang nails, but I'm going to assume that that's hangnails or dry skin around the nails, because besides using your nail oil. The body needs either your body oil or, I mean, basically it needs your body oil. And since we wash it away, the only solution is to then put oil back. I mean, the other solution would be don't shower, don't wash your hands, but that's kind of not an option for us. So you've got to soften all of the hangnails and the dry skin. You've got to soften it with oil. Kristen says, I've got one question. I kind of answered it on Instagram, but wanted to be sure. Your autumn smell is the best one for me, and I got the lotion stick with it. Will it be back in the autumn? And if yes, how long can I store the lotion sticks? Yours is already gone, but you still smell the empty stick. I know, I love autumn. Oh my gosh. Okay, that's a good question. I have a feeling we are going to bring it back in the lotion stick just for a short period of time. That was a mistake. James was actually making some for us that, like, all in the warehouse. We all want to like try them, but they don't always. A lot of times when you add certain oils, it makes the product, it changes the product consistency. And so for those of us in the warehouse, we don't care if it's a little soft, but sometimes that makes it hard to ship. So James was supposed to only be making six lotion stick tubes, I think, and he got a decimal point off on the on the fragrance oil. So he ended up making like 40 or 60. So that's, we're like, well, okay, sell them. So yeah, I love that. Kirsten says, hooray for almonds. Well, almond allergies. Go histamines. Oh my God, you're so funny. Oh gosh. Yeah, my almond allergy came in kind of handy. Joy says, do you use a nail brush when washing? I have horses too, and lordy, the nails get dirty. Yours look lovely and clean. Thank you. Yeah, I do. I use a nail brush, especially if I'm gardening and I'm getting, like, I wear gloves when gardening, but still stuff just gets under there. And yeah, I use a nail brush. let's see. And also when I remove my polish, I use a nail brush or a very fine makeup brush with acetone or rubbing alcohol, and I get under those corners. You want to be really, really careful because this part, so if this is the eponychium, this is called the hyponychium, and this is also another barrier, guardian seal, excuse me, that protects the nail bed from this direction. So you want to be gentle with that skin there and not, and especially, oh, it drives me nuts. My mom does this. She gets in there with a metal nail file and she starts digging. Well, to get the dirt out. Okay, that's fine, but you cannot help but touch that the hyponychium, and you're going to push it and release it. And so it's not a good idea. So a nail brush, perfect. Okay, I think that's so Joy, hope that helps. What else can I talk about? One of the things too, in case you guys don't know, I've written like over 75, I think I'm pushing 80 articles now over on nailcarehq.com. So the best way, if you've got like questions or just want to revisit some of what I've talked about, you just Google's the best way to find it, is Google nailcarehq.com plus whatever keywords you're looking for, and they'll pop those up. Let me see. I'm trying to think. Oh, a question that came up before. So while I'm waiting for another question, a question that came up on Instagram was about the LUNULA, which is that nice, pretty, I don't have them. I do on this finger. You usually will see them on your thumb, and it's that nice little curved area that looks a different color. That is actually the exposed portion of the nail matrix. And so many people covet. They're like, I want to have lots of beautiful moons. And it's like, no, you really don't, because that is no longer protected by the eponychium. And so when you whack that into a drawer or a fork in the dishwasher or whatever, if you hit it on your nail plate, you're going to get the white bruises. And so what happens is when you damage it, either by hitting the skin here or that LUNULA, if you do that, what happens is, because remember when I was talking about back in the matrix, the cells are white. So when you hit it, it changes the way the nail layers are together. And so the oil and moisture cannot go through that spot. It stays white. And those are those white bruises that you see when people have. And you know that people are really, really hard on their hands if you see white spots everywhere. Because what happens is when you whack that there, it takes about 2 months for the nail cells to actually reach your proximal fold. So you have completely forgotten what the heck you did. And those white spots don't mean how many boyfriends you have in high school. They don't mean all of the other wives' tales. I have heard all kinds. So, Alba says, my Bliss Kiss base coat, please. I know. We're working on it. But I've come out with too many new products this year. So I'm continuing to work on it with a manufacturer, and I'll get there. I know. I really loved our base coat. What happened with that was the supplier just, after 38 years, up and closed their website with no warning, nothing. And it was just, we went into order and it was like, hey, thanks for 38 years. That's it. We're done. So then I was like, I have no idea where to get this. I didn't know what it was because it had been rebranded with their name. So I was kind of stuck. Melissa, how many kids are you going to have? This oven is closed. Closed for business. I have 4 kids. Justine is in, she's just finishing her first year of college, and Bradley is 10 now. So I've got 3 boys, so Bradley's the youngest. Melissa says white spots. Okay. Was that supposed to? Okay. I'm lost. Melissa, you got to give me more. Tanya, this live video is amazing. Thank you for answering all the questions. I appreciate the help, love your products, and all your advice. Tanya, you're welcome. I love doing this. Oh, Melissa. No, sorry. We used to say the white spots were how many kids you're going to have. So, right? See? These. Okay. I still get white spots. No more kids. Anyway. Okay. There's no more questions right now, so let me think. Oh, you know, some people want to know about a nail structure and product chemistry. That is by Doug Schoon, and this is what it looks like. So I've got things highlighted. Like, I think that's my favorite page. You can tell. So some people ask me, should I buy the book? Sure, you can. It's a $50 book. No, actually ranges between $50 and $75 now, depending on where you get it from. It reads like a college textbook because he is a scientist. And so a lot of my articles I have pulled from I've pulled pieces from several different chapters so that you can read those articles. And I do my best to write them in a way that makes it light and conversational and trying not to get too geeky. Because that's the way Doug writes. But it was the first book, excuse me, that was the first book I ever bought not being in college. And I couldn't get enough of it. So, and the really cool thing is I've actually become friends with Doug Schoon and went to lunch with him. He lives down in Dana Point, California. And so we had a nice long lunch together. And it was so cool because his focus is the salon industry. My focus is the personal DIY industry. And so it was really nice. I mean, I was complimenting him. I'm like, you're doing such great work and I really appreciate everything and I've learned so much from you. And he goes, I really appreciate what you're doing. So quite an honor. Almost made me cry. Kristen says, I guess the book isn't available in German. I don't know. I know a lot of his stuff has been translated. I don't know. It's not exactly something that I found a priority to learn and see if it was. I would Google that. And you can also go to, you could ask, can you ask Doug? You could go to his website and send him an email. His website is schoonscientific.com, and that's S as in Sam, CHOON, scientific.com. And you can shoot him an email and he'll let you know. I do know that he travels all over the world talking. So Maureen says, best French press-ons. So many to choose from. Hi from Canada. Hi. Love Canada. Got a lot of like online friends in Canada. Best French press-ons. Don't know. I don't know. A lot of things like with the press on nails or the glue on nails or some of these different products, I go, just try it. If you like it, great. If you don't, great. You've learned stuff. Tanya says, is there a way to change your nail wideness? Because filing the sides has not helped. Almost makes your nails less strong because I'm in the fashion industry working with clothes and they rip and they break constantly. You work with fabric, and we created our lotion stick for 4 industries: people who work with the water, restaurant industry, people, swimming instructors, people who work with paper, fabric. Why am I blanking on the last one? Doesn't matter. But anyway, I created a lotion stick for that. So her way to change, you know, you can send me an email, and I can take a look at them and see if I can help you. But with being in the fashion industry, most likely you're gonna just want to keep them shorter. And if they're the one biggest thing that I've gotten from watching the nail art community over the last 5 years, and I've been watching them daily. That's how you can tell when it's an obsession. I have learned that it doesn't matter how short your nails are, as long as they are nicely filed and they're manicured. Short nails are very beautiful too. So that's like, my nails are this length, and I know a lot of people will be like, oh my God, they're so long. Normally they're 2 or 3 times this long. So, but because I now have my own horse, I'm doing horse stuff, and long nails and horses don't mix. So, oh, that was going to make me think about telling you something else. What was it? I don't remember. Came and went. It'll come back to me. A lot of people want to know how to stop breaking their nails as much, because that's the key if you want longer nails, is to stop breaking them. One of the biggest things is to just slow down. Just slow down and watch where your hands are going. Put your hands specifically in different things. Like, one of the worst things for me is opening windows and opening sliding glass doors, because it's like, if I don't get a good grip and my hand slips, then you're like ripping against the metal, and it hurts a lot. So be very deliberate in where you're putting your hands. You know, just slowing down a few seconds is gonna save your nails a whole lot. Okay, I'm waiting for another question. I don't know how long we've been going and how it doesn't tell me. I know with Instagram there's a 1 hour limit. I don't know if there's a limit on Facebook, since this is my first live, so thank you for joining me. Oh, if you guys want, we've just kind of started our YouTube account, and we've got a bunch of, and so that's is it My Bliss Kiss? No, it's Bliss Kiss. Our website is My Bliss Kiss. And the reason that it's My Bliss Kiss is because Bliss Kiss was taken like back in 1995 or whatever, and now they want $5,000 for it. So kind of holding off on that. So website is myblisskiss.com. That's where you'll find all the products, and our YouTube channel is Bliss Kiss. And so we're starting to get a lot of videos explaining how to use the products that we have, as well as all of the, like, we're going to be putting the Instagram and the Facebook lives. So I'm super excited about that. Even if you miss one, you'll be able to catch up. When a lot of people say that they like to listen to these things when they're doing their nails, which is great. So that's really cool, especially with YouTube. Of anybody who doesn't speak English, they can use the YouTube Translate, and so that's cool. Melissa, I think you're already gone, but bye. Tanya, you have the lotion sticks. I guess I'm not aware of how to use it. Would you mind elaborating on how you use it? I bought it initially because, wait, there it is. Initially because I have terribly dry skin and was using it incorrectly on your knuckle area. The way I use the lotion stick is I'll put my oil on first all around my skin, but because the oil is so light and easily washed away, we created the lotion stick for, like I was saying, people in all of these industries where you're stuck, and paper and fabric is super drying, just like sucks the oil out of your skin. And so I wanted something that has a little bit of beeswax, and it turned out lanolin was something that we needed to keep the product soft. And so the way I use it is apply the oil first, and then I rub a little bit on the back of this hand, and then I rub the backs of my hands together this way, and then I'll flip over and rub like normal lotion like we do. I don't like having greasy palms, so that's why I start with the backs of my hands, and then that way I can rub it in this way onto my fingers and get that all sealed in like this. And then if I've got any extra, I go like this. I get rid of it that way because I don't like greasy palms. And a little goes a long way. You don't want to be greasy because if you feel like you are, you've used way too much. That's why it lasts for a long, long time. So it's a good investment. I hope that helps, Tanya. Allison says, for international buyers, would you not be able to market as a gift as customs over $21 is so expensive? I know, I'd like to do it. We can't. It's illegal, and we can be fined like up to $100,000 if it's discovered. So for us, it's, I know, I'm sorry. It's really frustrating when, especially the UK has some serious customs charges. So people, a lot of times internationals will use our sale in January and July. We have 2 sales, and you're able to get enough of a break that then it kind of compensates for the expensive shipping and the customs fees. Just so you know, we charge exactly what USPS charges. We don't charge any handling fees, not 1 penny over. So whatever you're ordering, it's based on the weight and goes through the software that way, and it's exactly what they charge. I hope that helps, Allison. Kaz says, I sometimes rub the nail oil in and sometimes let it sit and soak in. I can't tell if one method works better. Do you have a preference recommendation? I do both, and I just wrote an article about the overnight hydration treatment that was created by a friend of mine, actually. And so what we do is we put the oil on, put lotion stick on all over, put on nitrile gloves, and go to sleep. And you wake up, your hands feel like, you feel like when you wake up that they're probably all sweaty, but they're not, because the lotion stick has created this water barrier. So everything's all nice and trapped in there. And so your hands just feel like baby soft in the morning, and your nail tips actually will start to become transparent, and that means that the oil is soaking in really, really well. So I love that. If it just doesn't work, then I usually will do like a 2-hour kind of mini hydration treatment. I just keep applying the oil and then start with my manicure. Karen says, I'm a cuticle biter and picker. If I don't have press nails on, my cuticles suffer horribly. You would love the oil. Just our oil, but if you use any nail oil, as long as it doesn't have like mineral oil, it's gonna keep that skin soft, because I am a serious picker also. You wouldn't know it, but I keep little baby infant nippers, nail clippers. I keep those on my purse all times, because if I start to get something, especially those ones on the side, I will sit there and I will work at it and work at it and work at it and then rip it, and then it becomes so infected and so painful for a week. So I'm always nipping those so that I'm not tempted to pick. Tanya says, thanks, I'll email you again. Thanks for doing the video. You're welcome. Oh, Tanya's got clients. This is so fun when I get to help nail techs, especially because there's so much to learn and it's constantly changing, constantly. So that's really, really cool. She says, I've gotten all my clients, friends, and family on your nail oil. Keep creating amazing products. I love supporting personal businesses. Yes, it's very important to support small business. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Well, unless any of you guys have another question, I probably should go see how the light changed. It was like, wow, the sun is getting more bright, and I'm like, I need to go plant bulbs and stuff. I've got lots of flowers sitting in the garden house that need to be planted, and So yeah. Okay, so I'll give a little bit, and any questions, last minute questions? I think I've answered all of your guys' questions. So these were really, really good ones. All right, I am going to sign off. Hope you guys have an amazing weekend, and make sure you're either following on Instagram or YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and also if you want to stay up to date on everything, make sure you go to myblisskiss.com and sign up on our email list, and you'll be notified immediately when we're doing new stuff. So I'm hoping to do one of these every week on Instagram and also Facebook. So very cool. Bye, Shango. Bye, Nancy. Bye, Tanya. All right, I'll see you guys later. Have an amazing weekend. Bye. Wait, oh, Tanya says, P.S. Your lip balm is the only one that finally gives me some relief. I know, right? It took my mom, who's our chemist, a long time to figure that one out. She went through several different recipes and variations of recipes, and I needed it to last all night long when I was sleeping. So, and most lip balms, they're gone in a couple of hours. So, will you be able to watch this again or keep it for reference? Yes, and we will be putting it up on YouTube as well. So you should be able to find it in my videos on my Facebook thing here. I'm not sure where it's going to get stored, but it should be videos. So hopefully that helps. And you're welcome to join another one, ask more questions. Like I said, tons of stuff up here, and I need to write more and do more. So I'm actually really, really enjoying doing these because I can get that information out of my head faster, so and help you guys a whole lot more quicker. Anyway, all right, see you guys later. I'll try this again. See ya. Have a great weekend. Bye.
Hey, it's Anna. I've written over 70 nail care articles that you can find at nailcarehq.com. And if you're looking for products that will help you have longer, stronger nails, visit myblisskiss.com. Be sure to push the subscribe button and turn on notifications to get alerted when I publish more videos. This is Anna, signing off and sending you bliss.